The void in the center of the Museum of the Future represents the unknown, what we don't know about the future. And it's people who seek the unknown that invent new things and discover new things. So in fact, that's the most powerful part of the museum, because those people, that unknown, creates new innovations that then continuously replenish the museum through time. I studied in Cape Town, and I worked in Cape Town for about 4 or 5 years for several companies. Actually, a friend of mine was in Dubai, and he invited me to come and stay with him for a while. And while I was here, I spoke to several other architects, and before I knew it, I received a few offers. Now it's been 23 years I've been in Dubai. I was invited to design the Museum of the Future with 20 other competitors, global competitors, and more or less did that from my dining room table, because we hadn't yet started Killa Design. And a few months later was invited to the Prime Minister's office to do a presentation of the Museum of the Future, unbeknown that I'd actually had won it. And at the end of the presentation, they said I had won the competition and that I needed to start the project the very next day. The inspiration for the museum itself was that in the 7 floors, which is inside the museum, each of them 9 meters floor to floor, it will house the future of education, healthcare, transportation, aviation, all kinds of things that will constantly be revolved through time. In terms of context, I wanted to bind the building into the urban context and the cultural context of the Middle East. So I used the ancient art of calligraphy to use quotes of Sheikh Mohammed's own quotes about the future for the region and globally. And those become the windows for the Museum of the Future. The aspiration for Dubai was to stretch itself to be doing things which are innovative. Nothing had really prepared me for the day when it was open. I came into the museum and walked into the lobby and saw thousands of people, families, children, old people, all taking pictures, smiling, laughing, enjoying the spaces that we've created. This idea of a building that's seemingly impossible being made possible. And that enjoyment that I saw people having really filled me with something that was very special, because the building has now been passed to them, because they now live that in their lives, in their histories, in their memories. And that curatorship of what we did during the construction phase is now living in a different realm.